story first. I've had some dental work done, so apologies if my speech in the next few days is not great on my videos. I'm going to try and continue, and hopefully you can understand everything that I say. Alright, now today I decided that I would pull out the Pink Fresh Happy Heart collection. Now, that being said, I already had a few pieces left over, and I only purchased a few pieces of the collection, and I ended up I really liked the collection, and I wanted to make more layouts with it, but I didn't buy enough of it. So I recently made a purchase, so I grabbed a couple of extra sheets so I could probably stretch what I had a little bit further. So that being said, I then wanted to use, I was sort of going through, you can see here, I'm using up bits where I've cut, because I'm using, I'm so sorry, my voice sounds terrible, I'm so sorry. Okay, so I'm just using my doily punch, and it's a border punch, and I'm just doing a heap of strips so that I can sort of piece it together. And I wanted to use the pieces that well, one, they were smaller pieces, but then I come across this piece of paper, and then I realized I'm going to be stuck with this sheet because I don't use tags like that very much. I don't use, you know, your different cards. I don't do, what's that kind of scrapbooking? What's it called? Where you do, I'm trying to think of it. It's like a diary. You do it in a week. I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, I don't do that. So I don't use a lot of these pages where you can, you know, you cut aparts. So I do have a video ages ago. There's my daughter putting my other daughter's dog in the shot. That's Gizmo. That's the one that's always snoring, who's actually snoring on the floor as I do this voiceover. So the reason I'm waffling is because I did record me punching out all these pieces, and because with me I leave the whole lot in there, the whole process, so you know I speed it up, but I leave the process in there so you know how long it genuinely takes. You will also see if I stuff up anywhere, and if I do, you then see how I fix it, so you can maybe learn along with it with me. So this particular, what I actually ended up doing with this set, I bought a couple of extra from this collection. I keep trying to avoid saying the word collection because it's really hard for me to say at the moment. So when I bought, I think I bought about six or seven sheets of extra pages. I also decided that I would buy the ephemera and the floral ephemera pack and the title ephemera pack, because I figured I could somehow stretch it with that, because I gotta be honest, I absolutely love this collection. I haven't had a set or I haven't had anything that I love as much as this particular collection. And honestly, yeah, I was right chuffed with it, let me tell you. Honestly, I really am. So, sorry, I just need to have a drink. Sorry. Okay. Now, all right. My daughter was in here and she was talking to me while I was doing this, and so you see my hands talking. So what else can I tell you? I am... Is there anything extra I wanted to tell you? I am super... I cannot believe that I'm about to hit 800 subscribers. That blows my mind. I am so happy that so many people have found my channel and that they're getting something from it. Everyone's learning something different and taking something different away from my scrapbooking style, you know. I'm really, really happy with, I really, really happy. That just doesn't even begin to express how excited I am and how happy I am that people enjoy what I'm creating. So I really want to throw a huge thank you out there to everybody. And if you aren't already a subscriber, it is free, doesn't cost anything, and I'm not a monetized channel or anything, so I don't get a kickback from it, but it gives me a little boost, a little woohoo, I'm doing the right thing. People like what I'm doing. This is amazing. It sort of gives me that feeling. And sometimes, especially when you have, you know, depression and stuff like that, that can be a huge uplifting moment. And, you know, some days when you're not sort of super chipper, you can, or days like today, you have a bit of dental work done and you sound like Daffy Duck. Unfortunately, and it will hang around for a couple of days. I apologize. Hopefully it will begin to improve. Okay. Now, what I want to show you while it's sitting here and it's still. Okay. Trust me, the video is not broken. What I actually did is my cut apart sheets. I like to show you guys a different way of using them so that you can, if you're not a cut apart person, like if you're not someone that uses the cards the way they're normally intended on being used, if you do something like this with them, they don't even look like cut apart sheets. You can't even really, and even in the still photos, which will be up on my Facebook group the day that I put this up. So all my photos, you can troll through all my Facebook group and you will see all the photos of all the pages that I've put up on YouTube. They're all there, so you can see them at your own time and you can go back to them whenever you like. So see there, you can see that is actually a cut apart, but as soon as I put this strip on top of it, you can see, all you really see is the color. You don't see what it was. That is a huge advantage, especially if you're someone that buys, like, oh, I can't even say it because I can't get it out of my mouth. I can't. There's a particular where where you order. My brain's gone foggy. It's where you order a kit and you get an entire collection. If you get that, if you get a kit like that, then you will be getting cut apart sheets. And if you're like me, you don't use them. So you can use any border punch. You can use the decorative scissors. You can draw a line and cut along that line with the decorative scissors. And they don't have to, these aren't straight. I'm not lining these up with anything particular. To be honest with you, all I'm doing is just laying them on top of each other. And see now, other than that blue, which you can see, I think it was like a checking box or something like that. Other than that one, you really can't tell what it is. Now, this is one of the pages that I bought because I really, really liked it. I know I can make it myself, but sometimes you want to create and you don't want to get out the mixed media. And this page is a good one for that because I didn't really pull out any ink or paint or anything like that. I did use my glue and I did use some beads and some glossy accents. Other than that, the glass beads are FINNABAIR Art Ingredients glass beads, and I use 1.5mm. I will have it all, everything I've used will be listed below. I'm one of those people because I like to, not every video, I don't necessarily always need to know everything that's in every video, but sometimes I like to go back and go, I wonder what that thing was. And it's so frustrating when you go back and you can't find, see what I did there? I just turned it around. So now it sort of looks like there's 4 6x6 blocks. Just change the paper up. Another one that I like doing with this is just cut the centerpiece out and flip it over, and it gives you a different look. It's the same piece of paper, but it's just a slightly different look, and it works, and it makes your work a little bit different, and I like that. But I do very much love these colors. The colors in this collection are just gorgeous. Now what I'm doing here is I glued all my strips down, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to create texture with them. So I'm just going along with my my tweezers, and I'm just curling just the very, very end where you can see the holes, just to sort of give it a bit of movement, because everything on this page is quite rigid, and I like, when I do a page, I like to have I like the texture, but if I'm not adding anything other than really paper to the layout, I like to add maybe some foam tape to give it a bit of depth, maybe a little bit of bling, you know, that works. But if it's just paper, if you just bend your paper, or I didn't want to use my edge distressor on this one. I wanted to leave it just old school, I suppose. That's kind of the way my brain was thinking. And I wanted to use some of these words. This was my intention. This is why I bought these packs, to allow me to create a layout quite quickly. Doilies. These things got lost in my craft room. Let me tell you, I hunted high and low to find these things, finally found them, and now I've put them back where they have always been. Do you do that? Do you clean your craft room, your kitchen, your anywhere? I realise not everyone has a craft room, but if you know you always put something in a particular spot, and then you say to yourself, I'm going to just do a tidy up, I'm going to create some more boxes for some storage, and then you move it. Then you're doing you find yourself doing a video and wanting it to just run smoothly and quick, and it doesn't work because you've moved everything. It's incredibly annoying. So guess what? I put the doilies back where they used to live. Oh, I tell you what, I can't even blame my husband or my kids, because it was me. I'm the one that did it. Okay, so sorry, I needed a drink. So this is a photo of my dad nursing my second oldest child, Angela, and she was, yes, my dad is a big man. He's very tall. He's like 6 foot. I think it's like 6'6" or something like that. So he's a very tall man, and yes, my baby was very small. So she just had a bath, and her nanny had just given her a bath, and she was all cuddly and snuggly and tiny and smelt like baby. So it was a beautiful photo. I had to scrapbook it. Not really for any reason other than it's just a beautiful photo. And look how tiny she is in his hands. Just cracks me up. I love it. Just makes me feel warm and fuzzy. I love photos with my kids, with my dad and my mum. With all my family, actually. Now I sit here and reminisce in my brain. So my daughter's going for a job interview this afternoon, so let's hope she gets that. She's very excited, she's very pumped, and she's got herself all organised and she's all ready to go. So let's cross fingers and hope she gets it. It's very important. I think it's very important to encourage your kids to, if they want to get a part-time job, get a part-time job. As long as your schoolwork doesn't suffer, it's all good. So now all I'm doing here at the moment is just kind of auditioning, is a word that I've had people say, and I actually quite like that idea, because I'm pretty much, this is why I bought the ephemera packs, because I just wanted to be able to go pop, pop, pop. They match. I don't have to do any mixed media. It's super simple. And this is why these packs exist, because sometimes people aren't, I realize that not everyone is like me and they like to make their own stuff from scratch. And some days I don't even feel like doing that. Some days I want to get creative, but the brain power to get colors to match sometimes is painful. So sometimes I enjoy it, sometimes it's annoying. And this particular day, there's, can you see the bookmark? The bookmark. I think it's a lyrebird. Jen drew that. It's a bookmark for me. And somehow it's made its way into my foam tray. I don't know how. I probably did it, but anyway. So I'm just going through and adding some foam squares to the back of these florals, gluing them down because I knew exactly where I wanted them to go. I like my florals, or my whatever I'm putting on the page, I'm really drawn to that sort of diagonal to draw your eye through the photo. And I think this page really works because you've got the two dark corners and they have the florals on them, if that makes sense. So yeah, and then I do a little bit of journaling. This is the second layout this week. I've done journaling before I've taken all my photos. I've actually started to realize that if I don't do the journaling on the photos, on the pages, I'm never going to go back and do it, because I'm doing at minimum 6 layouts a week, plus editing of videos, plus voiceovers, plus I work, plus I have 3 kids. So, you know, the journaling, well, not exactly a priority. Okay, so what I did there, I wanted to do a line of gold thread stitching along the top there, right? Because I wanted some bling across the top. Then I went around the outside border with my white Uniball Signo broad pen. Then I realized, you know what this page needs? Some bling. So I went through my little bling box here and I thought, what do I want to add? I looked at my yellow sequins, wrong yellow. Pink, wrong pink. So then I saw that I had, and I've bought both of these, they're called FINNABAIR Art Ingredients Glass Beads. Now these are the small ones. And I thought, okay, I'm going to put some of these on here. Okay. Can we just appreciate the fact that these things are going everywhere? But that's okay. So all I did was I put down some of my art glue because it's going to dry clear. So that's not a problem. And I know it's going to hold these suckers on if I can get them to line up. And it's at that point that I realized, oh, remember, you bought those little tiny spoons for a reason. So I'm using my little teeny tiny shovel. These are the cutest little things. I use them for my mica powder as well. And they are awesome. Now I do have, to the right hand side of me there is a little tiny tub. And they're actually I went to a cheap shop and I picked up these little tiny packets of different sized floral bits and pieces, hearts and all that sort of stuff. And there was one that was florals and they were sort of these color shades, and the pinks and the blues and the yellows and the purples and whatever. And they were perfect for this. So what I decided to do was literally glue and sprinkle a heap of texture right across there. Then after I did that, I thought, you know what? I actually love that. It's something completely different. I didn't expect that I would like it because it's such a matte. There's not a lot of how do I explain it? I really like this particular paper pack because there's not heaps of silver foiling, there's not heaps of gold foiling, there's not. I like it because it's just true to the color. But when I put this on here, I was very excited. I got very, very happy very, very quickly. So I ended up I went with the rule of 3. So I've got my florals going diagonally through my photo, and then I've got my big line of glass beads, and then I've done 2 other little tiny packets. One down the word near the word breathtaking, and a little tiny pile in between gorgeous and happy, and it is perfectly balanced. I love it. Then I went over with some glossy accents, did some journaling, and that was the end of my page. Now I'll do some close-ups for you, and I'm going to do the shameless plug. I will let you know that I upload 6 videos a week, and Monday through to Saturday. Occasionally I'll chuck one in on Sunday, and have a look at that bling. I love it. It looks so cute. I will have everything listed in the description below. There's lots of texture on there. It's something different, but it's with I'm going to call it 2022. Oh, hang on. I think this would have to be my second favorite paper pack for 2022. And yeah, for sure. Because the Simple Stories Indigo Garden Collection would have to be my first favourite for 2022. Anyway, that being said, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will chat to you again soon. Thanks, guys. Bye for now.